Hey everyone, so just yesterday we got the official trailer for Solo, a Star Wars story. So I'm going to do a reaction video as most of the internet has already done, but you know, gotta throw my 2 cents in there as well, so I'm going to just jump right into it. Alright, here we go. Liking the music and the look here.
You're off to something.
Showed like a little rat scurrying, maybe a Corellia. Oh,
Is it revenge?
Western feel of a face-off. Lando, hello.
Money. Or is it
The
something else?
Falcon.
You look good. A little rough around the edges.
Hi,
Very good.
Amelia Clark. Pretty.
What about a job? Big shot gangster putting together crew.
Ooh, Paul Bettany, what?
I'm a driver, and I'm a flyer. I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think?
No, I don't like it. Dude, what do you know?
on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
Donald Glover. We got the Chewbacca laugh.
Equally meet man's face.
Who are these guys?
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Oh, some snowtroopers.
Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
Oh, Chewie.
About this.
Oh, the TIE fighters.
Go out and fly. 190 years old? You look great.
Oh. Nice to see Chewie just demolishing people. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. So a lot of stuff in that trailer, like I don't know. So I think the initial thing is just the setting and the tone, what they're going for, which I think is hugely important for this movie. I feel like it should be like a heist movie. We know about Han, you know, the smuggling, getting introduced to that. I feel like there's images and dialogue about saying like, you know, this is how he gets his start in this life. So, and especially from, I think, Woody Harrelson's character is Tobias Beckett. So just, you know, he's saying like, if you decide to do this, you're in this for good. I like that, and that there's a starting off point. And it seems as though if we go back also to the previous like teaser trailer and teaser of the teaser, 2 things that I wanted to call out is, you know, the teaser of the teaser kind of showed an image of Han possibly enlisting in the Empire, and I was wondering, will that be legitimate, or will it be like kind of like him sneaking in there and then pretending to enlist, and then really it's a way for him to spy from the inside, him pulling his own kind of weight in that regard because he does not like the Empire and their presence. The first images were, we don't know where they are, but it's like a Star Cruiser being built, and then there's like some little creature scattering along, which I think feels like a nice touch. It's like supposed to be like an equivalent of like a rat. It's like the bowels of this planet. I don't know if it's supposed to be Corellia or not. There's like, you know, the moment where he like goes to Lando and he's like, you know, I've heard stories about you. I don't think this is the actual moment in where they have the infamous card game, which wins him the Falcon, but you know, the betting and the gambling, they do that portion. They show that in there where he's like pushing the chips towards him. Everything you heard about me is true. I'm getting really excited to see Donald Glover as Lando. I think he'll be great. He's got the presence and the costuming so far that they've shown for him that I think really is nice. And like the relationship, so there's a female droid. We always have to have a nice, you know, droid presence in this. She's pretty sassy, and also I like that there's this like kind of relationship because Lando says in there, it's like, oh baby, you better buckle up. I think that's funny. So, oh, the stuff with Chewie, and like, you know, there's a little forehead touch. The holiday special is canon, you know? I like that there's a little bit of background there, and it's very important because there's certain things I feel like they should and they need to hit in this film, which is you know, how he wins the Falcon, how he meets Chewie, and then how he gets into this life. Those are the things that we're expecting, want to know about Han Solo prior to when we meet him, because those are the things that make him what he is when we meet him in A New Hope. So, and I feel like all of the things and the images that we were showing in this trailer kind of circling around that and going to show us that. I feel like we need to have the Sabacc game where, you know, Han wins the Falcon away from Lando. I feel like that'll happen. It'll probably be towards the end. But apparently what we can zero in on the trailer is that there is this one big job from this nasty guy. And I don't know if he's putting together them to do something for him, or they're going to, you know, they're kind of infiltrating in the sense of like they have their own agenda, and then they will then probably turn on him in the end. But the other thing is that I did not know is that Paul Bettany, that's who they showed to be the kind of the villain in this sense. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that he's in here. I don't know if that was a change. I mean, as we know, and that's the other thing about this movie, you know, I'm kind of, the more I'm seeing about it, I'm liking what they're showing thematically and aesthetically. They've got this Western feel, they got the heist feel of it, they got the underground feel of like them going against the Empire, the double train chase scene. We got some snowtroopers, we showed a little bit of an AT-ST, got TIE fighters, we got, you know, the cruisers going. So I like the idea that they're trying to fly under the radar slash kind of mess up whatever it is the Empire is doing, you know, cause a ruckus to that, to their, you know, building, what have you. And given the time period that we think this is going to lead into, it's perfect for that. And then just in a larger sense, I like what they're trying to fill in on the sides of like where it is that Han is and his point in life, and then how it'll factor into him in the larger story of Star Wars. I like, you know, Chewie like throwing somebody into the floor head first, because we know he has a temper, you don't want to upset a Wookiee, you know, so all those little things that they're like little, I feel like they're paying attention to and wanting to flesh out and be a part of this movie, which it should be, because these are the times to make that relevant and prevalent. I even like the music choice for the trailer. I know it's nowhere near probably what we're gonna have for the actual music, or maybe it is. I heard a while back that they employed John Williams to create a theme and a theme only, which I am totally on board for, because he is the master of leitmotifs, especially in Star Wars. So I think it'll be great that he'll come up with a, you know, resounding theme to be filtered throughout the movie. And then I looked it up, John Powell is going to score this. So he has a little bit of experience, or just his background is more or less like more animated films, but I think the Bourne series would be his probably most notable work to date. So I'm interested to see how that works out. I feel like the imagery is very good. It feels like a fun movie, which is what it should be. I know people, so the bottom line is, ultimately, this movie's having a lot of doubts and criticism. I mean, and to that point, though, we, you know, halfway through principal filming, they did a major shift in directing from Lord and Miller to then Ron Howard. I thought, you know, I mean, obviously there was some conflicting ideas about the story and creative differences. So I'm not upset that they made that change, just because in the sense of they were thinking about the larger picture about Han Solo as a character and what they want to do with this film. I don't think, or I don't know if Disney's outright said it, but I know a lot of articles have talked about the fact that they don't expect this to be successful. I think initially this might have been a reaction of like, you know, killing off Han Solo in the larger trilogy series, and then they're like, oh wait, this is what we should do as far as like making, you know, giving back to the fans as it were. But a lot of people are divided on just, you know, do we need this? What kind of a story is this going to be? And like, you know, their thoughts about Alden Ehrenreich, which I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him. Everything I'm seeing so far, I'm not outright being like, oh no, he's terrible. Like, you know, arguments about his height, the way he looks and all that stuff. And I'm like, that is irrelevant. We know upwards, forwards, downwards, backwards, whatever you want to say, that Harrison Ford is Han Solo. So with that in mind, you need to just set that aside and then kind of look at what it is that they're attempting to do for this film, which I think is great. They're trying to show us like a Han Solo adventure story and how he got started. Like, what's not to like about that? So if you just suspend your disbelief about that and just go with what it is that they're trying to present you with and who it is that they've decided to have this play this character, I think that's a really great thing. And so far, I feel like he's emulating that, the sarcasm, the swagger, I feel like he's got that part down, which is really important to the character. So whether or not he looks or does anything like that, I feel like he's even trying to emulate those voice patterns and the way that Harrison Ford speaks. You know, he's very short, he's very gruff. I'm not upset about their choice so far based on what I'm seeing. Now again, that could change drastically when I see the movie, but I'm really liking it so far. I think it'll be wonderful to add to the world building like Rogue One did, and that background information and more of what's going on the outside of the scope. Even though we're following the path of a major character of the trilogy series, we're gonna see things on the outskirts that we've never seen before. So that's what I like, and I feel like this could be a really opportunistic moment to world build in the sense of Star Wars. So I don't know, I'm just liking all this. And also, again, we get to see more of the underbelly of the Star Wars galaxy. I mean, who else are you gonna get that with unless you go with Han Solo? I'm crossing my fingers for Lawrence Kasdan and his son writing this, because Lawrence Kasdan, you know, co-wrote Empire Strikes Back, where it's like has some of the most quintessential Han Solo moments, so he knows the character very, very well. So I'm hoping that, and like working with his son, and there's that push-pull of like a person who knows the character versus like a young person with that perspective. Of the major things, no, I've already said, I feel like the things that they need to cover in this movie is how he gets the Falcon, how he gets into this life, and how he meets Chewie, and how there's that bond. Like Han said, I have a good feeling